Happy Wednesday. I have been up for hours and it's only 7:15. Yeah. So I woke up at like 3:45, something like that, 3:30, 4:45, with a horrible sinus headache. Yay, lucky me. So I stayed there for a little bit in bed. I just decided it wasn't happening. I wasn't going to go back to sleep. I might as well just get up and do something more productive. So got up and I took some sinus medicine and some pain medicine and drank a little bit of coffee. Fed the cats super early, so they'll probably be starving by the time I get home today. And then I decided I would poke around on my computer and do some more lesson planning for the upcoming weeks. So one of the things I did when I was on my computer, besides the lesson planning, which this goes along with it, I had seen something on Instagram as I was going to sleep last night. And of course I find all kinds of things on Instagram. So if you don't want to be inundated with great ideas that you want to do everything of, then probably don't hang out there a lot. Whoa, that person just pulled right out in front of the person in front of me. Yikes. Okay, good morning. Anyway, Amy Lemons, you know I love her. She's amazing. All the things. She and her sister-in-law had teamed up to make a really cool resource. So if you remember me talking about the case files that Amy shared on her website, that was a freebie, where it had word problems, and it was like a lockbox activity where you use the hasp lock where you attach 6 little locks to it. Well, she's how I got started on those little colored locks. And let me tell you, game changer. My kids love those. And all of the Power Hour kids that have gotten to do the lockbox activities love those. I love the color coding. You know, I'm a color coding person. I have said that several times. Anyway, so there's a build a turkey or something like that thing that I saw last night as I was falling asleep. And it's the same kind of thing, except you don't have to use a lockbox for it. So the kids solve story problems, word problems, whatever you want to call them, and they earn pieces of a turkey. So they earn the body, they earn the eyes, they earn the feathers, they earn the beak, all that. And it's math problems, of course. But if you don't want to do it with math, or you don't want to do story problems, then you can do whatever you want, because she made an editable version too. Oh, so you can do anything with it. So super cool. And I'm thinking, oh, that's going to be a perfect thing to do those 2 days before Thanksgiving break. So the week of Thanksgiving, we have school Monday and Tuesday, and then we're out. And you know, they're going to be thinking about being off school for like 5 days or 6 days or whatever it is. So it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days. They'll be out 5 days. So I'm like, hey. So one of the things I'm going to do is an escape room. Another thing is that build a turkey thing, because I think they will love it. And then they can just take their little turkey home. There's so many things I just keep because I'm putting them in a portfolio for the end of the year. And they don't get to take a lot of things home right now. But I do take pictures of the displays a lot of times and send them to the parents on Remind so they can see at least some of the stuff. But I know that when you send things home, they get squashed up in the backpack. A lot of the parents don't ever see it, or it just gets thrown away, or gets lost on the bus, or, you know, whatever. So I would like these projects that they have spent blood, sweat, and tears on, and me too, I would like them to remain intact, at least long enough to take home for them to enjoy sharing with their families at the end of the year. It's supposed to be like 50 something today, but tomorrow is supposed to be like 39, so burr. So I've adjusted my clothing choices accordingly. I was going to wear like a leggings outfit today with a jacket and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I have this dress ready to go too, but I don't think I want to wear a dress on a 39-degree day. Because, you know, on the way to school, it's going to be at least 10 degrees cooler. So, yikes, really cold. So I decided to switch. So I'm wearing my dress today and my pants tomorrow. We are going to have our soil presentations today and tomorrow. There was a little mixed up with the dates, which is fine. So I'm actually going to do it today and tomorrow, not yesterday and today. So the people that were supposed to go yesterday are going to go tomorrow, and the Wednesday people today are just going to stay the same. because I didn't want to upset everyone's schedule. That would be silly. So I was one that was supposed to go yesterday, and my buddy teacher, and then a couple teachers down the hallway from me were supposed to go. So we are just going to go on Thursday. And I just took my Thursday things I was going to do, and I'm just kind of throwing them into random points of the rest of the week to get it all in, because my kids haven't done anything with their Native American Hopi tribe project. So they're going to do some of that today and some of it tomorrow to catch up. They don't even know, so it's fine. It'll happen. And I have my toilet paper tubes. I didn't have them yesterday, so I couldn't just switch Tuesday and Thursday because I didn't have my tubes collected, but they're good now. So I just randomly save toilet paper tubes, and I just keep them like in a bag in my bathroom because I can just throw them in there when the toilet paper empties. And so I have even extras because sometimes they get squashed and they're not in great shape. So we can pick through and get the best ones. I have one list at school. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, but I will check in with you later. I don't know if I can check in with you at lunch. I was supposed to have the Lunch Bunch Book Club because I do that on Wednesdays. But since our soil lady is coming today to set up for right after lunch, I thought I should have myself available to help her if she needs it. She said she would let me know. She would have the office call me if she needed me during lunch. So I've switched it to tomorrow. So I'll have my Lunch Bunch kids on Thursday. And we're starting a new book. We're doing Morris the Moose. So I'm going to do a lower level book so I can get just a variety of kids. So I'm excited to start that. And we'll just go for like 2 weeks. We won't have it next week because we have field trips. And then we'll have it again the following week. And then we won't have it Thanksgiving week because we won't be here on Wednesday. So honestly, this book, it'll be done in 2 sessions. It's a short book. So we can read part of it together tomorrow, and then we can finish it up the next time. So that'll be good. And they'll have time to read in the interim. That'll give them plenty of time to read it. And then we can just finish up. This will be a shorter one, but that's just kind of how it is because it's a shorter book. And then we'll start something new in December. So I'm kind of looking for ideas. I have a couple. I'd kind of like to do something Christmassy since it's, going to be Christmas. So I think that I will look through the 2nd grade closet. We have chapter books in there. Maybe a magic tree house. I know they have Christmassy ones in that. I might have enough copies because I have some too. I have like 2 sets of magic tree house up to a certain number because I stopped buying them after a while. But like my daughter had a set when she was this age, and then I had a set from my classroom. So if I can find, there's like Christmas in Camelot. If we have that in the 2nd grade closet, there would be like 6 copies in there. And I'm sure I have probably 2 in my classroom, and that's plenty because I'll have 7 kids and then 1 for me. So that'll be great. So my student, my personal student, will borrow my copy and I will use my copy because then it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah. Okay, sounds pretty good. I think I got a plan. All right. I will see you later and let you know how things are going. And then I'm planning on going to Walmart and Dollar Tree after school, and so I will let you know what I get there if it's interesting to you. I'm planning on getting some things at Dollar Tree that go along with my construction transformation, so I'll definitely show you what I find there. I looked at the Dollar Tree yesterday in my town. They didn't have anything that I was looking for. They had all their Christmas stuff out, so I did get some little pencil top erasers that are different shapes, like reindeer and Santa. I don't know what the other ones were. But that's something I like to pick those seasonal things up for my kids for the pencil challenge, which I have not even collected their pencil pouches. I need to do that. They need to get a big treat. Like I'm going to give them Christmas tree cakes or something. I don't know. Something big. Okay. I'm going to stop blabbing and say goodbye and check in with you later. Hello. It's the end of the day and I'm headed to Walmart because I need to get all kinds of frozen breakfast stuff because I have nothing left in my freezer at all. So I'm going to get breakfast sandwiches, breakfast bowls, breakfast burritos. I'm going to get something frozen for dinner tonight, like chicken strips and fries or something. I have nothing in me to even think about what to cook. So I'm just going to do that. I may get stuff for chili too because my husband has been talking about wanting chili. I think that's a great idea because it's supposed to be in the 30s tomorrow. I could put my crockpot wife to work. Yeah. So yeah, I think I've talked myself into chili for tomorrow. Then dinner will be ready when I get home. Yay, that'll be good. Oh, today was a lot. The weather's changing. If you've ever ever been around children, you know what I'm saying. Wow. Glad we survived. We got everything done that we were going to do. I did not get any of those Hopi Nation things done. But you know what? It's okay. We did all that we could do today. And that's sometimes all you can do is what you can do. So I'm not going to beat myself up about it. But we are going to try to squeeze all that stuff in tomorrow. If at all humanly possible. But there's just a lot going on today. Alrighty. Go in and grab my stuff, and I'm going to head to Dollar Tree and see if they have any of the things off my list I wanted to get for construction stuff. I think I may do just, wow. I think, let me try that again. I think that I'm going to just do a construction theme all week next week and just leave it up, because I'm not going to go crazy with like the sheeting, like blocking off the windows and covering up the bulletin boards and stuff like that. But I'm just gonna have stuff around the room, just like a little touches of it, little hints of it. So I think that'll be good. Alrighty, I'm gonna go into Walmart and get what I need to get and get out of here and go to Dollar Tree and hopefully find some stuff. So I'll talk to you in a little bit. Hi! I swung through Walmart and grabbed the things I needed there. So I got some chili fixings, I got some roast beef sandwich fixings, I got some chicken strips and fries, and some salad, and some iced coffee, and regular coffee. So I think I should be good, and some breakfast foods. And I've just left Dollar Tree. That's where I am right now in the parking lot. And I found the locks I was looking for. Plus, I'll just show you. I found something else I thought would be cute for a game. So here are the locks. See them? They're kind of big, but I think they're gonna fit those boxes because the, whatever you call this part, I don't know. I don't think it's called the hasp, but maybe. Anyway, this part I think is skinny enough that it'll fit the boxes that I've gotten from Dollar Tree. Look at these cute little cups. Huh, 4 of them for $1. I thought these would make super cute cups for a math game. So, if nothing else, they can hold mini erasers for a game. So yeah, I could probably put like the dice cup and the mini erasers in each one. I got 12, so I only need 10 for my class, but that would probably be enough or close to it for combining our 2 power hour groups together too. But I could always go back and get more if I needed them, or use a different kind or whatever. Did not go crazy in either place. Pretty proud of myself. I restrained myself. I looked at the Christmas things and I was like, man, I did not even look at anything Christmassy at Walmart. Nope. I just wanted to get in and get out because I don't enjoy grocery shopping. It's not my most favorite thing. I did run into a former colleague, and we're still colleagues, but we used to teach 1st grade together. And then she went to 3rd grade and now I'm in 2nd. So my kids go to her the following year. So we had a brief little conversation in Walmart. That was nice. And then got the rest of my stuff done. I got stuff for chili cheese dip too because that sounded good. Everything was starting to sound good. Guess I'm hungry. Okay, it's going to get really dark when I'm on the highway with no street lights. So I think I'm probably going to sign off for today. I did not vlog at lunch because I just didn't get a chance. I was tired and trying to eat my lunch to just try to chill. So nothing majorly exciting or terrible happened today. So it was just kind of a normal day, except for the kids were a little amped up for whatever reason, probably because of the weather. All right, I am going to go for today, and I will talk with you again tomorrow. Good morning. Happy Freezy Thursday. When I went outside to feed the cats this morning, the wind was so bitter cold that my fingertips hurt from the cold. I'm like, oh, poor kitties, your little toesies must be so cold. Oh, but we do have those little boxes that they can go in that are lined with, they have cardboard insulation, and they also have blankets and things. So they go in there to stay warm, and they love them. They will pile up in there 2 or 3 and snuggle up with each other like they would when they're sleeping outside in the trees. So I have 4 of those, and And I may need to make just a couple more because some of them don't get along with each other super well. We have some outliers that aren't super friendly and they kind of at each other. But most of them, well, like the 5 yellow cats, love each other to pieces. They're always smushing up against each other and running into each other because they love each other. Freaky, if you remember her, she was from the very first litter of kitties that we ever took care of. Her litter is what started the whole thing. She still comes around and she's very friendly. She does not like other cats, but she likes people. So yeah, she never has really liked other cats. I think she's very defensive is what it is. Maybe she's scared of other cats and she puts on her defensive pose so that they'll stay away. But she hisses and she swipes at them and just basically says to go away to everybody except people. So she's super friendly and lovey to us, but not to the other fur babies. So the poor little yellow cats, whenever they see her, they're always going, because at one time or another, she has done something to them. She's bonked them in the head, or she's swiped at them, or she's hissed at them. So they're a little afraid of her. Doesn't make for a good, happy breakfast together. But I got all of them fed. I changed their water, and then I went inside, and I was like, oh, when I noticed there was an extra kitty inside. Uh-oh, he didn't go back out after he came in to greet me. So he was a little frantic in his eyes. So I opened the door a little bit and kind of called to him. And he went to the door. And instead of going around just about that much to go around the door, he jumped on the door and started to close it. I'm like, oh no, he freaked himself out. He ran back the other way. I'm like, oh no, please don't make this another cat chasing morning. Thankfully, I opened the door a little farther and I just called to him and he ran around the couch and just right out the door. So, oh, poor little guy. Hopefully he won't do that anymore. He needs to quit coming all the way in. Most of them just come in just a couple steps just to see me as I'm walking out and they follow me out. And every once in a while, you know, we get an extra visitor. Well, I thought I had gotten all of them out. Obviously not. Poor little thing was very scared. But we didn't have the whole shenanigans of the last time. It wasn't catastrophe 2.0, thankfully. So that turned out very well. It is just going to be a very cold day. They changed the temperature. The weather people changed the temperature high today to 40. Woo, heat wave. So I'm not sure that the students will have outside recess today. It depends on what the temperature is at their recess time. We do not go outside if it is below 32 degrees. Now, if it's 32 degrees or higher, they go out because they are supposed to dress for the weather. But we have a pre-K through 2nd grade building, and those students aren't really the ones responsible for having a coat. So sometimes the parents aren't thinking about, oh, it's gonna be really cold today, you need your big heavy coat. So I made a point of saying at different points of the day yesterday, hoping that it would stick, tomorrow's going to be very cold. Please bring your winter coat with you in case we have outside recess. Because the poor nurse, she does have coats for those that don't have them, but she's not going to have enough for an entire class or even half of a class. Plus the fact that it takes time to get the coats out, find the right size for that child, give them the coat, and get them sent to recess. So I hope that they took that to heart. I hope the parents were paying attention to the temperature for today and we don't have too many problems. Now, if it's just 1 or 2 kids, it's not a problem. But if it's like half the class, that could be an issue. It will turn out okay. I have a big orange bag, because I thought that was appropriate, for all of my construction things. I decided I'd go ahead and bring that with me today so that I wouldn't have to think about it tomorrow, because Fridays are always zoom, 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 super fast, and I've got a lot on my mind. So I thought I'll just bring it today. So I compiled everything, I think, that I have for that. Last night I took the activity cards, or the compare and contrast cards, the yellow ones and the orange ones that I had printed for every student. I took them home and cut them out while I was sitting on the couch watching TV with my husband. Got all those done. I did not cut any more lamination. I got all of the lamination cut the night before, except for the stockings, because all of the other things were straight cuts. So I just was cutting until I thought my hand would fall off. And then I did cut a few of the stockings, and I just went, I can't. Because here's what I cut, right? I made 5 sets of every activity, and there are 5 activities. So the only thing I didn't cut were the little stockings. And I can pick at those because they're not so fast and easy to cut because you have everything as a curve since you're cutting out stockings. Thankfully, the stockings are not very big. They're like that size, I'd say. But there are 6, I think, for each one. So 30 little stockings at least. And I'm like, yeah, that is why you start early, my friends. If you see a project that is going to take some prep, you start early so that you don't want to go scream when it's time to prep it and you're like, I only have tonight to do this. Because nobody wants to sit and laminate and cut all night long before an activity. Because then the next day, you're just like, you're really not into it anymore. You're just thinking about all the work you went to. Oh, so that's why I do things so early. But there's a sweet spot for getting into the parking lot every day. You need to get in before the buses come through or after the buses come through. But not in that time period where they're about to go through, because then you're just trapped. All right, I'm here. I'm gonna load up my little rolly cart and get myself inside and get started on my day. I'll talk to you later. Hello. It is a little after 4. I'm heading home. I don't think I need to make any stops along the way. I am really happy to just be leaving. Not that anything was bad, I'm just tired. I'm ready to go home and just collapse and be just me. I just remembered there was something I forgot to pick up off the printer. Whatever, it'll be there tomorrow. Oh, I just have to try to remember it tomorrow. I really don't want to go back in there and get it. No. So it's okay. It'll be fine. It's just a few things I printed. So I'm going to send them to the library to be laminated anyway. So there you go. Don't have to worry about it. Oh my goodness. So I got a lot done today, I feel like. We had our last day of power hour this week, and we did, what was it called? Gobbling Up 10, and it was a turkey game where the students got to partner up with another student, and they rolled one die, and then whatever that number was, they found what number they would need to add to that to make 10, and they got to cross out their turkey. Wow, that sun is right on my eyeball. So that was cool. And then when they were finished with that, I had made a little thing modeled after something that I have a resource for from Teachers Pay Teachers. It's like doodle challenges. On the front side of it, they answer a math problem, and on the back side of it, they just draw out whatever the answer was. So if it was 10, they could draw 10 somethings. So they really like that. They're like, so cute. They'd come up and go, I won the turkey game. I'm like, okay, cool. Here's a doodle challenge. Yay! I'm like, that's what I like to hear. Oh, it's so much better than, oh, do we have to do this? Which I never hear that, so that's good. I have before. Whenever I've heard that, I usually go, no, you get to do this. Today just felt really, really full. So since I wanted to leave my lunch open yesterday, in case the lady doing the soil presentation needed help, I pushed my lunch bunch book club to today, which probably was just as well because I had that awful headache. Well, it's coming back, so yay me. But I think I just need to take some more sinus medicine when I get home, and it'll be okay. I can put a corn bag on my head and all the things to make myself feel better. Anyway, so today I did the lunch bunch book club, and oh my goodness. So there was one student missing because they weren't here at school today. So I had 6 lovely second graders, and it was just a very nice time talking about this book. So we're reading Morris the Moose, and if you've read Morris the Moose is quite the doof. Like, he's so confused. He doesn't know that everyone else is not a moose like him. He tries to convince a cow that the cow is a moose, and the cow's like, I'm not a cow, I give milk. And he's like, so you're a moose that gives milk? And the cow's like, no, I'm not a moose, I am a cow. My mother is a cow. And Morris says, no, your mother is a moose. And he's just like, ah. So basically they go on this journey to find someone that can tell this moose that the cow is a cow. They don't have a lot of luck because they come across some other animals that are just as doofy, which the kids thought it was hilarious. They're like, what? So yeah, we had a good time. So after I read the story to them, because they didn't have the book yet, so I just read it to them so they could enjoy the story. And then we would stop periodically and just talk about different things. And then when we got to one point, I said, what do you think will happen next? And so I gave each of them an opportunity to tell me what they thought would happen next. And one of them was like, I don't know. And I said, well, there's no wrong answer. I said, we're just all guessing anyway. What do you think is likely to happen next? And so they're really cute. They said they thought that Morris and the gang would meet up with another animal friend. And I said, well, that makes sense because that has been the pattern of the book, hasn't it? And the little girl said, yes. And I was like, that was a good prediction. Let's see. Let's read on. So we read the rest of it. And actually what happened was they finally saw their own reflections in the water and realized that they all look different from each other. Like they couldn't tell that before, but whatever. It was just silly. So I think that there may be a series of Morris the Moose. Have you guys ever seen any more books of Morris the Moose? Because I'm feeling like, things are falling off in the backseat. I'm feeling like my kids would really enjoy some more of these stories because they're not difficult. It's just, bleh. They are not high level books, so they're good for my strugglers. This is a book that I had used in first grade for guided reading, and now I really don't have anybody on that level so much, which, I mean, that's a good problem to have in second grade because you don't want kids reading at a first grade level in second grade, but it's much better than them reading at a kindergarten level, however, so I'll take that any day. But so it was really good. I enjoyed it. Kids had a good time. We were silly together. We will not meet next week because second grade has field trips. So half of us go on Wednesday and the other half go on Thursday. And then the following week we will have book club, so I'll meet with them one more time. And the following week is Thanksgiving week and we will not have book clubs. I am intending on finishing whatever we're going to do with this book the next time we meet and just starting a new one in December. And we're going to do the Magic Treehouse book, Christmas in Camelot. And my buddy teacher had 6 copies of it. Boom. She goes, I think I have that book in my room. Take a look. Let me see how many copies I have. And she's like, 6 copies. Do you need more? And I said, I think I have the other 2 because I think that my sets of Magic Treehouse go at least up to this number. Because Caitlin had a set of them and I had a set of them for my classroom. And when she kind of outgrew them and didn't want to read them anymore, she sold them to me. Yes, I know I bought them in the first place, but it was kind of like we were doing our own version of a garage sale, like within our own home. So when she wanted money for stuff, she would come ask me if I wanted to buy things from her. And a lot of times I did because we are avid book readers. So I always got her lots of books when she was in school, and then she would outgrow them because some of them you do, obviously. You're not going to keep reading some of them when you get older because they're not interesting to you anymore. And she would sell them to me. So, like, I have 2 sets of Junie B. Jones. I have 2 sets of Magic Treehouse. I have Dear Dumb Diary. I have a whole bunch of Barbie books. I have some Disney books. I mean, just all kinds of things. It was pretty cool, actually. I must have been imagining things. I thought I heard the phone ringing. And I'm like, the phone's ringing. But no, I guess it wasn't. Or it was and I missed it. Whatever. I didn't find a missed call, so I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So books, books, books. We love books. It's the moral of that story. Tomorrow, I'm going to set up after school for my construction transformation. Like kind of a mini transformation. Wow. Sunburst. Woo! That's really bright. I can fix that or not. Okay. Anyway. Construction transformation. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to put up the sheeting and stuff. Although, that makes it look like construction. I don't want to, I just did that last week, and I guess it was the week, was it last week? Holy moly, was that just last week? It was just last week. See? Yeah, really tired. I don't want to go to all that again, but I'm going to do stuff like around the room, so I will set up my bulldozer. I have to figure out where the kids aren't going to mess with it. Probably in the classroom library. Yeah, because I can block it off with caution tape. That'd be cute. I even told my buddy teacher, I said I might even make like a manhole cover and like plop it somewhere so it looks like there's a manhole there, but maybe not because it might just get messed with all the time. So Yeah, I put the play tent in the classroom library area. That will keep it kind of sort of contained where the kids don't want to like climb in it and stuff. Here's me today. La 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 la. I'm getting stuff ready for Thanksgiving. La 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 la. I almost have some things ready for Christmas. Holy smokes, Monday's Veterans Day. What am I doing for that? Really, Jennifer? Holy Toledo. Why do you not have your craps together? I don't know. So I never said anything to anybody. I do have a Scholastic News I'm going to do on Monday with the kids about Veterans Day. It's about code talkers, which is so cool. Because something I didn't know growing up, didn't know till fairly recently, unfortunately after this person passed, my grandfather was a code breaker in the war. Did not know that. So he helped to decipher code. So totally cool. He was like a spy kind of guy. I never knew. Not really a spy. He worked for the government, you know. And he listened and broke codes. Pretty darn cool. So these code talkers, they are Native Americans that actually came up with the code so the Nazis could not crack it. And also the Japanese could not crack it. Yeah. Pretty darn cool. So we're going to read about that on Monday. But beyond that, like, I know I have tons of Veterans Day stuff. I don't know why I didn't do any of it. Probably because I'm thinking about other things all the time. But I'm going to be poking around on my computer tonight through my Teachers Pay Teachers purchases, because I know over the last 10 years plus that I've been purchasing from Teachers Pay Teachers, I have many, many, many options. Plus, many, many free things are floating about since then. So I have things. But my buddy teacher next door, she was making some copies for Veterans things, and she goes, "Hey, I found all these free things. Would you like any of it?" I said, "I would love any of it." And she's like, "I'll just make a copy of it for you." I'm like, "Thank you. That's awesome." Plus, she's got everything, like the links for everything. But just to save me my sanity and time, she just ran a copy of everything for me, which was really sweet. And then I can look through it and go, "Hey, let's do this." Like, she's got a directed draw, she's got a word search, she's got a writing thing. She found a really cool PowerPoint too. She said, "This is a freebie on Teachers Pay Teachers." She goes, "I don't know if I can send it to you or if I can just find the link." I'm like, "Hey, that looks cool." She said it reminded her of the Native American PowerPoint that I did, that I had gotten from Teachers Pay Teachers. I didn't make it, but that I had showed. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Plus, I think there's a Brain Pop Junior about Veterans Day, maybe. I have to look on there. We had the soil presentation today. So it was a lady from Soil and Water Conservation. That was her job. It was awesome, just like last year. So awesome. She does such a great job. And I'm sure that she has been around children a lot. She said something about her grandchildren, so I'm like, oh yeah. So she has children and she has grandchildren, so she knows how to talk to kids. And she was so good with them. They were just like, she made it interesting. I mean, okay, you tell someone they're going to listen to a presentation on soil and they start to fall asleep as you're talking to them, right? No, this was so cool. So her biggest focus was on soil preservation. And it was really cool. She did this thing with an apple where she cut it in 4 pieces. And she talked about how much of our land is taken up by like buildings and concrete and parking lots and apartment houses and bridges and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And she just kept taking pieces of the apple away. Like, the apple was the earth. She cut it into 4 sections. And then she started taking each section and saying, okay, this is all of this area. And this is how much of it is made up of parking lots and buildings and stuff like that. And so she would go, well, so we can't use any of that to grow anything. So she'd throw it away. Then she'd take another section of the apple and do the same thing. So what you had left of the apple of usable land where we could grow things was a fraction of that apple that she started with. And the kids were just like, so that she was showing or demonstrating the importance of preserving the soil that we have. Then she went and talked about erosion, which was awesome, because that's something I'm going to talk about more, since that's one of our science standards. And then she went and talked about why soil is so important to us and all of the things that depend on soil for us to have. So the super cool thing, she had a Happy Meal container, like the cardboard little thing, the little, what do you call it, carrier thing that the kids get. and she pulled out a cheeseburger. Well, it wasn't actually a cheeseburger, I hope, because that would be really gross. But she had something wrapped up in a cheeseburger paper, and she said everything in that cheeseburger depended on soil. And the kids were supposed to rack their brains figuring out how it all depended on soil. It all came from soil originally. So every little piece of that hamburger she could trace back to the need for soil for it to happen. And it was really cool. The kids did really great. Like, once she kind of modeled how you think about stuff, they were like, oh yeah. It was really cool. So it really, really put into perspective how important our land is, and how we need to preserve the land that we have and take care of it. And so we need to not have GMOs, because that ruins the land, like, basically forever. I mean, for several lifetimes. You can't make anything on it and not be affected by the GMO stuff. So it's a little scary when you think about it like that. But it was really eye-opening. And then when she was done talking about the soil, then she showed the kids the different layers that make up our earth. And she talked about soil scientists and how they were very, very passionate and serious about their work, and how they're doing their very best to preserve the soil that we have, and like even to make it like healthier and things like that. So she showed this sample of what a chunk, or like a, you know, they plunge down in and they pull up like a core of soil that has all of the layers in it. She showed all the different layers of soil, and she said now the scientists would be standing up here, and it was like all these layers of different types of the parts of soil. And the kids were like, oh. I'm like, yeah, did you know you were standing on so many different types of soil pieces? And they're like, no. Did you know all of that was underneath the topsoil that you can see? And they're like, no. I'm like, yeah, isn't that awesome? There's so much stuff underneath our feet we don't even know about. Then the kids got to make their own soil. It was so cool. So they got to get a little plastic tube, and they put sand at the bottom, because that was the bottom layer. And then it was like the bedrock section. And then she had them put clay next, and then some silt on top. And in between each layer was a cotton ball to keep them separated so they wouldn't mix up. Now, some kids, I noticed, decided after they made them that they needed to shake everything. Goodness, get a hold of stuff. Right. And so they showed me, and they're like, I said, what happened? Did you shake it? And they're like, I said, yeah, when you shake it, it mixes it up, guys. That's why you had those cotton balls, so it would keep the layers separated. And they're like, I said, yep, that happens with real soil too. Like when it gets rainy and floody, everything just kind of goes all together, doesn't it? And they're like, yeah. And one little boy, I don't know what he was doing. He pushed too hard on his container or something, and I just saw lots of cats running. They're hightailing it out of here. He cracked the top of his tube, and I'm like, I thought, maybe I can just dump it into another tube, but no, I can't, because it's layered and it would be upside down. I said, I'll tell you what, we'll put the lid on it. When we get to our classroom, you put it on my desk, and I'll put tape on it for you, and we'll just tape up the tube, because it was only a crack like that tall, so it wasn't too bad. But, you know, you improvise. We made our Kachina dolls today and talked about the Hopi Nation, and I even put on YouTube, and I showed them some Hopi tribe dances, like some ritual dances, and they got to listen to some Hopi music and some chanting, so they kind of got to be immersed a little bit in that while they were coloring their Kachina dolls. And we talked about what Kachina dolls are, what they're for, why they're made, how they're used. And in the thing that I had, it said that Kachina dolls are freely given to people. And then it also talked about like the masks, the Kachina masks that they make, but those are not given outside of the tribe, and neither are the ceremonial dress that they wear. And I talked to the kids about how it's okay for us to make the Kachina dolls, and that's not disrespectful, because they share those with everyone, and they gift those to people. And you can buy them, I think, in Native American stores. The artisans craft them, they carve them. but they do not sell and they do not give away their masks and their ceremonial dress because that is very special to just their tribe and it has so much meaning to them. And I said, if we tried to recreate that, like if we tried to make masks and things like that, that would be disrespectful to them and we would not do that. But it's okay to make these Kachina dolls because they make them to give to people. So we didn't know there were so many different kinds. The one that I gave them was a rain spirit, but there's also like 400 other different kinds that are made. And I guess girls collect them, like Hopi Nation girls collect these dolls all through. Kind of like American Girl dolls, but they're the Hopi Nation dolls. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that. And I even made these last year. I guess I didn't read enough on them, but it was very interesting. And the kids learned a lot today. I'm home now, as you can probably tell, and I'm ready to go in. And I apparently... oh, I don't know what that is. Probably junk mail. Yeah, that's junk mail. But this is from, hello. This is from Dashing Diva. So I think I ordered some Christmas nails. So I'll show you those right now. As a matter of fact, I'll show you right now. If I can get into them. I think I have a pair of scissors right here in my car. I think I might be able to just pull it open. This reminds me of the Ipsy bag envelopes. Well, I thought I could just open it like this. Oh my gosh, the adhesive. The adhesive is good. Holy moly. This is made with space age Gorilla Glue, man. Crazy town. Maybe I'll show you today. Maybe I'll show you at Christmas time by the time I get the package open. Wow. This adhesive is like crazy strong. I'm gonna end up stabbing myself if I'm not careful. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm making some progress. Oh, yep. Sheer determination. Ugh. There we go. Okay, here we go. I think I got two of the same one, actually. Yes, I did. Okay, it's like, oh yeah. Oh, these are prettier than they looked online even. Does it have a name? Yeah, if I could read it. It's called Merry and Bright, if you're interested in ordering. From DashingDiva.com. These are magic press-on nails, just like the impress nails that I do. And they're called Merry and Bright. Look how cute. Can you even see that? I'm trying to make it where it's not glary. There we go. That's better. So it's like sweater design. And then these are actually like textured right through here. Those are textured there. And these are glittery. Can you see the glitter? Oh, yeah. You know I love me some glitter. Thus, Glitter and Jams. If you've wondered about my channel name, originally my channel was a Jamberry consultant channel. That's why I just stuck with it. So I was originally a Jamberry nails consultant, and thus the jams. And I like sparkly, so glitter and jams seem to fit. And there is a lady that goes by Beauty and Jams, and she's someone that I watch that is a Jamberry nails consultant, or was. And I really liked that, and that's probably where I got the inspiration for the jams part. I was going to do something like Jen's Jams or whatever, but you know there's like 5 billion Jennifers in the world, and so that was already taken. And I just, even different spellings of it, very creative spellings of it, I'm just like, yes, never mind. Somebody already has the name. So that's how Glitter and Jams became a thing. And then I didn't do Jamberry anymore. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll do a teaching channel. I like watching teaching videos. Yeah, maybe I'll try that. And here we are today. So that is how things happened. Okay, so anyway, Merry and Bright, dashingdivas.com if you're interested. All right, now I'm going to take my tired little self into my house. I'm going to change into my pajamas. Oh, but tomorrow's pajama day, and I need to pick some pajamas to take with me because it's also Terrific Kid Day, and so we have an assembly, and so the principal has asked, like she asked last year, like if we have a pajama day, just please don't wear pajamas to the assembly because it just doesn't look very good, which I agree. You know, kids sitting around in pajamas, because they get their picture taken for the newspaper. She doesn't really care so much about the other kids wearing pajamas as much, but like for the newspaper picture of the Terrific Kid and the Good Citizen for the month, it doesn't look the greatest if they're in pajamas for the picture, which I totally get. So I told the kids, oh yeah, if we have our party on this Friday, then we'll need to just bring our pajamas and change into them after the assembly, which will work out fine because I don't think we have anything right after the assembly. We don't have recess or anything, so I can just send kids a few at a time to the restroom and change. Okay, enough yapping. I will say goodnight, and I'm going to see you tomorrow.